My name is Ibrahim. I'm the owner of Marketing Hawk and co-founder of Omni CRM, a lead gen agency that allows people to use LinkedIn automation in order to connect with their ideal clients. We've gone people from zero all the way to $200,000 in profit, and this is exactly what we've done. In the past couple of years, through building my agencies, we've gotten ads and we've gotten leads through two different ways. We've gotten it through Outbound, which is basically we contact the person, and we've gotten it through Inbound, which is basically them contacting us. And how both of these things work is very different. I just want to share across all industries what works best and what we've seen work for each and every single industry, and as an agency, what you should do for each and every single industry that you're targeting. There's really three main business models that can be used for this. We have brick and mortar, which is basically any physical store that you go to. This could be a restaurant, this could be a spa, this could be any physical location that it's brick and mortar, which is bricks. E-commerce is another industry that needs this type of advertising. And then lastly, we have agencies. So we're gonna go one by one, each and every single one. We're gonna talk about what the benefits are of each and every single lead gen method using those three business models. Now I know there's more other business models and other business types such as hedge funds, fucking cryptocurrency, all these things. We're not gonna get into that too much, but based on the results that we have gotten, it is very clear and very certain to see that the information that I will be giving you is extremely coherent to the amount of results and the amount of information that we have been able to ingest growing these businesses and growing these operations. Now let's start off with brick and mortar. Brick and mortar basically means that it's a physical store. Most people, when they go to physical stores, they get attracted through many different ways. One of the ways that people get attracted is through physical ads. So there's really two different advertising methods that can be done. There's inbound and there's outbound. Outbound means that you are sending the message to the individual that you want to reach. Inbound means that they are sending the message to you. An example of an inbound could be a form that's filled out through an ad. The goal of paid media is to get people to be interested in you and to contact you rather than having you contact them. For physical stores, it is optimal to use inbound. You want people to come to your store. You don't want to go reach out to people one by one at a time, telling them, hey, you should go and get to my store. The only other way that you would do that is if you're doing one-to-many advertising, which is basically you sitting like how I'm sitting in a camera and speaking to an audience of people saying, come check out my store. That would technically be outbound. But then inbound, the definition that I go by, at least, is they come to you, they see your ad, they fill out a form, etc. They show interest into you. The best ways to go about a physical store is to literally put up an ad, whether it's Facebook, Google, wherever it is. You put up an offer and you say, hey, redeem this offer right now, put in your information. The best thing about that is that the lifetime value of the client or the lifetime value of the customer keeps going even if they made that first purchase. For example, one of my other businesses that we were running for a little while, the lifetime value of the client is nothing. There is no lifetime value. There's just the value that they initially have for the government funding that they get, but otherwise they don't have a lifetime value. But if you run a physical store and or an agency and you know that there's a lifetime value of each and every single client that comes, then it's in your best interest to collect their email addresses, collect their information so you can do outbound advertising to them, speak to them, send them out emails, send them messages, remind them that you exist, give them offers, things that they can't resist, so they can go back and go into your business and obviously become more and more active clients and more active customers for you, however you choose to define them as. So brick and mortar stores, the best way to go about it is to literally just do ads. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it multiple times over and over again when Papa John's, for example, went to create a pizza and they would pull that pizza away and then it's just all cheesy and stuff and it looks amazing, it looks good. Come now and have this special offer for you, offer. They come after that offer happens, then people or the leads usually come into the store, and then what they do in the store is they say become a rewards member, enter in your email address, enter in your number. Once you do that and you enter in their information, because realistically a company cannot get your full information and have the ability to advertise to you through your credit card, so they just ask you for your information up front and they say become a rewards member, become somebody who will get gifts for when you put in your information. And then while realistically companies know this very well, they know that if they grab your information, they grab your email, they grab your phone number, and they give you permission or gives the company that's advertising permission to advertise to them, then their lifetime value would increase in theory because of the amount of messages that get sent out, and because that now you have an ideal customer, somebody who was originally interested in the business, who's more likely to come back than bringing somebody else new in, which most likely would cost a lot more money. The other benefit of that is that if, for example, you bring in a new customer, they tell their friends, these friends tell their friends, and as long as you're giving a good service, you're giving good food, you're giving good products, brick and mortar stores will always be successful as long as there are more and more people coming back. The best thing about grabbing somebody's information is obviously being able to outreach to them after that model and after that report is done. The second type of business model will be an e-commerce company. So if you own an e-commerce company and you're selling products online, it would not make sense to send inbound emails. The reason why is because you reach a much smaller audience and you don't want to sell something that's directly through a DM message, because then that just seems a little bit sketchy. The best way to go about it as far as e-commerce stores is if it's a product that people search for, to do it on Google. If it's a product that people want rather than need, then do it on Facebook. And that's not for all cases. Some cases might be obviously different here and there, but for Google, when people search up and you know that there's a spike in keywords keywords and the keywords that are coherent to your company, then at that point you will most likely want to do Google. Now with e-commerce, it's smart, and it's the best way to go about it is to use SEO, obviously Google advertising and Facebook advertising. But when you're doing inbound and you're reaching out to people manually and saying buy my product, it doesn't work as well unless it's somebody who's actually promoting your product for you, and they are somebody who is a celebrity or an influencer, for example. Those are when outbound works for e-commerce stores. As an e-commerce store, it's really easy. I mean, you're never really going to perfect how good an ad is, or how good of a landing page you have, or how good a form is, or how good the sales process and sales experience is. It's never perfected. 50% of your marketing efforts usually doesn't cause any ROI. The only issue is that you don't know what 50% it is. You don't know if it's the 50% that's working for you or the 50% that's shitty for you. So with e-commerce stores, obviously the best way to go about it is to run ads. Now, what about agencies? Agencies is a little bit of a mixture of both. We've seen people do paid ads for agencies, we've seen people do non-paid ads for agencies, and we've seen people do cold emailing, fucking outbound information. We've seen people do cold DMing, cold calling, anything that's cold we've seen people do. And then as far as warm leads go, we've seen people run advertisements, we've seen people warm people up, we've seen Facebook, Google, we've seen every single thing that could possibly be done for an agency has been done, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Now, what are the benefits of running Facebook and Google ads? Really, it makes a lot of sense to run Facebook and Google ads because it's really easy to see what your return on investment is as far as these leads go. If it costs you $500 to obtain one client and you close that client for $2,000, then you have a 4x return on whatever amount that you invested, meaning it would make sense for you to obviously do ads. But the only thing about ads is that sometimes it can be inconsistent, especially if it's Google ads, as far as who searches it up, who wants it, etc. So to have an ad campaign that's working and know what you're spending your money on and have a return on what the money you're spending is honestly amazing. For agencies, obviously it's very different from what regular companies and what regular brick and mortar companies would do. So what we've done a lot for agencies is we've done everything really. We've done Facebook ads, Google ads, email marketing, LinkedIn automation, Instagram DMs, Facebook automation. We've done it all really. And the nice thing about advertising agencies is that however you get people clients, you can use that same exact method to get yourself these clients. And as a way to prove to your own clients that this works, they get on the call with you or they speak to you and you say, look, you're here right now, you're speaking with me. This result, this connection between us is what I can get you with other people. And this is exactly what we've done at our company, the OmniCRM.com. Co-founder of it, my other co-founder, his name is Jordan, and we have built this company up to be able to get results for almost each and every single industry. The only industries that we really haven't worked for is real estate. Me and my co-founder Jordan, we've been able to build up this corporation and this whole entire company that essentially allows our clients to come to us. Out of all these methods that we've used, we've seen one work better than all the other methods. When it comes to Facebook and Google ads, I mean, we see a high ad spend and you're not really knowing if you're testing the right thing or not because you're not really entirely sure where your audience is, especially if you're a new startup agency. And we've seen as well, when it comes to Facebook and Google ads, you're always spending money to test more and more and more. It costs money to test. When it comes to Instagram DM ads, we've also seen a lot of requests happen where you would send a message to an Instagram account, for example, you would send a message to a company and they just wouldn't see it because it'd be so far on their requests and so far on their inbox that they just wouldn't receive it. And same exact thing with Facebook. The best way that we've ever found to actually get in contact with our clients and really sell as much as we've sold right now is through LinkedIn automation. Through LinkedIn automation, you're connected with actual people who are real individuals that tell you exactly what their occupation is, exactly what they do, how much money they make, how much employees their company has, where they work at. It tells you each and every single piece of information that you would possibly ever need from a individual in order to be able to determine if they would be somebody who's interested in your product or not. And not only that, we've seen a much higher retainer rate, show up rate, and we've seen even a bigger conversion rate as far as the people that we actually sell to when we use instant messages. We've seen a much bigger response rate through individuals that come through a personal conversation. We're talking about conversation through LinkedIn. We would go into these individuals, would send out automated messages with our booking link at the very bottom of it that says, look, book with this link, you'll be able to book a call with us, here's the service, here's what we offer. Obviously we'd be targeting people that we want to target, that we know are already interested in our product and or our offer. We create a very solid offer, we pitch it to them. Not only that, sometimes they might have questions, which is amazing because then that's where we come in and that's where employees come in and they reply to those people saying, listen, this is exactly what your answer is, this is what you need, this is etc., whatever it may be. They reply to them, they have a personal conversation with them, they get them to book, which increases not only their conversion rate and their trust, but it also increases their show up rate. And even if they don't show up, we have an automation that goes in at the very end and makes sure that even if they booked a call or they filled out their information online under our company, then we're able to retain that information LinkedIn, and we're able to send out marketing, emails, campaigns, everything. This is an unbeaten model, and there's no other model that works better than this one. Many people are going to tell you, go use Octopus, go use this tool, go use that tool, go use whatever. We have our own system that works, that we know it works, and we've built friends and we've built companies using that exact model. So the absolute best way for marketing agencies to get any results really is through outbound, just having a regular conversation with somebody who might be interested. And the best way we've seen that work is obviously through LinkedIn. We use it, and we've seen our competitors use it as well, compared to email marketing, which is actually very similar to LinkedIn outreach, but it takes a lot of time to find these email accounts. You're not entirely sure if it's an active individual or not. On LinkedIn, you can tell who's active and who's not. So it's a very immersed system that literally shows you exactly where your clientele would be. If you'd like to see how this is done, or you want to book a demo, go ahead and link is in the description, book a call with us, see exactly how it's done. Jordan and I will be more than happy to assist and show you guys how this system would work out. This works for anything really, especially for agencies. And I don't only want to speak for agencies, I want to speak for all businesses and say, I hope this works for all businesses. I just can't truly say that this works for anything that's call related, that requires a Zoom call or a Google Meets call in order to sell something. But before even doing all this, make sure that you have a good offer. Make sure that whatever information that you give out on the internet about yourself is something that is attractive. Leave a hook in there. Say, look, here's my guarantee. Here's what I'll give you. You gotta have a result, or you gotta have case studies, and you gotta have a claim so big that people think you're crazy. And that's exactly how we've been able to book all of our calls, because the claims that are crazy are actually true, and we've been able to achieve that time and time again because we're absolutely competent people. And the team that we have built, not only we're grateful for them, but we're very thankful for them, and we ensure that we pass as much information as possible. My goal here is to give as much value out into this world as possible. Hope that somebody is in need of this information, actually sees this video and actually benefits from it, and then maybe even will make some money off of it and help out their family and push this information more out to the world, because there are a lot of business owners who are struggling. So if you want to help me spread this message, go ahead and like this video, share, subscribe, push it out to everybody else. And thank you so much. My name is Ibrahim Alani again, and have a beautiful day.